I am obviously extremely disappointed in the results, but it is clear that there will be a second Trump presidency. It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women.
That's the type of rhetoric that I talk about when I talk about black female idolatry. And thank God that you have a shift happening in this country, especially amongst us younger black people under the age of 50. We are going to keep waging war. We are going to keep banging on the heads of these simp, sassy, sellout black males, right? The black Democrat politician, the sellout black pastor, and the black Hollywood entertainers, the black pastors, the black Democrats, and the black celebrities. That is the unholy trinity that keeps black Americans running in the hamster wheel. And he is married to a black woman. For those of y'all that don't know, this is Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott. He's 40 years old. He's almost the same age as, well, I'm almost the same age as him. He's a little bit older than me. I ain't hit 40 just yet. But he's a former city council member, so he's been in Baltimore politics for a little while. And I've been to his city. And I got a few things to say about Baltimore. But let's see what else he got to say.
This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that they should have done something different. She should have been running longer. The fact is that they did everything that a campaign can do and more. But we as a country really have a lot of soul searching to do. And that's really what I want to say about that today. But I want black women to hear from me to know that as a black man, I am going to triple my efforts to lift them up, to make sure that they're supported, to make sure that they're seen, and to make sure that other folks are challenged into understanding that they alone can't be the soul of this democracy, and that they alone can't save us from ourselves time and time again. They alone can't be the people that show up and show up in such a way that folks who are voting against their own best interest, that they are saved as well. They can't do it anymore. And we have to be there to understand that reality and lift them up. I don't know everything that a second Trump presidency will bring to Baltimore. But if he follows through on some of his dark, violent promises, we know that we are looking at challenges in the years ahead. But I want Baltimoreans to hear me clearly. We have a lot to be proud of in our leadership in the state and in the city. And I know all of my colleagues in office will agree when I say that Baltimore will always be a place that welcomes and protects our residents, no matter what they look like, who they love, where they were born, or how they choose to live their lives, as long as they're doing it in a legal manner. That will not change. And I will continue fighting for Baltimoreans no matter what.
Now that came from Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott's Instagram. I know it's a few days old, but I just had to do a brief reaction to it. This video is not going to be long. I'm about to go to the gym. But I wanted to say this here. He said a whole lot of nothing, but the core of what he was talking about was The black woman continues to not get the respect she deserves. The black woman has saved this country time and time again. The black woman this, the black woman that. First of all, you crashing out over a non-black woman. The way that a lot of black people are getting on social media and crashing out over a non-black woman, a Canadian Indian woman. She's a Canadian Indian. She was raised in Canada and she's a freaking Indian. And I don't have no problem with her being an Indian. That does not bother me. But Kamala, you would have had a lot more respect from a lot more black people if you just would have kept it real and said, yes, my dad is Indian and white and my mama is Indian. I'm an Indian woman. She came out talking about she's the first Indian woman, South Asian Indian woman to win this type of office in California where she became the senator. She would have got just as much, if not more, respect if she just would have kept it 100. Black women was going to vote for her no matter what, because the most loyal voting bloc for the Democrat Party is the black woman, then the black man. In this election cycle, the black woman gave 90+%, 91 to 92% of her vote, depending on which data set you look at, to Kamala Harris. Black men, we dropped down to 70, 74, 75%. I think we gave up 25% of our vote to Trump nationwide. And in some states the numbers was higher, in some states the number was lower. The average, according to the Fox News poll, is 25%. If you ain't seen my last video, look at it. It's called The Cult of the Sisterhood is Killing Y'all, or something like that. So black women were going to vote for Kamala Harris whether she called herself black or not. But the fact that this man is sitting up here caping for the black woman no matter what, even though this woman is not black, it's disgusting to me. You can love the black woman and support the black woman without worshiping her. Women of any demographic, black women included, do not like pandering. Women do not like being pedestalized. Now, it's one thing when you're in a relationship with a woman and you be like, baby, you so beautiful, you know, I love you, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's different. You're talking to her on the individual level. You're telling her how you feel about her, whoop-de-whoop. But this excessive praise, the black pastor does it all the time, right? Your Democrat black males and black females do it, especially black women do it all the time. And Brandon Scott is married to a black woman, so of course it makes sense for him to do this. But at the end of the day, this does nothing to ameliorate the issues that we face as a community. This does nothing to move black America forward. All this black woman worship, it does nothing. It does nothing. And he has to do this because he knows that black women outvote black men. And if he wants to keep winning elections, he's going to need the black woman to come out and vote for him like black women always do for the Democrat. And of course, we got to go to the comment section. Thank you, kind sir. We are tired. Let's let someone else handle it. I'm grateful for VP Harris. We needed hope. This is how we survived this mayhem. I appreciate President Biden as well. Thank you, all black men and allies that stood with us. The next person put, did you really think for a second these old white dudes in Congress was going to accept a woman of color as the commander-in-chief? Another person put, well stated, good brother. Thank you for saying what others are too afraid to say. You are appreciated. And the last one I'm going to read says, Mayor Scott got me crying all over again. Well said. Followed by, you are not my mayor. I live in Indiana, but I appreciate you and your wife and the rest of your family, as well as Baltimore should be thankful to have you. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I've been to Baltimore. I've been all up and through the whole state of Maryland, PG County, Montgomery County, right outside of DC, and Arundel County. I know that state pretty well. 40% of high schools in Baltimore had 0 students proficient in math. Everybody knows about the Baltimore education crisis. It's one of the worst ran cities in the country. It is also one of the most violent cities in the country. If you look at any data set for all the major cities in America, Baltimore is usually going to be in the top 5 for homicide, grand theft auto, and I ain't talking about the video game, home break-ins, burglary, armed robbery, aggravated assault, you name it, violent crime. Baltimore is going to be on top of it. Every major list you look at, okay? Baltimore, Philly, Memphis, Atlanta, any city that has a predominantly black population or a large black population with black Democrats running it, it's violent. So that's a picture of him and his wife. He is married to a black woman, like I said. She's a nice looking woman. I think she's pregnant with another one of their children. I don't know how many kids they already have, but it looks like they got one little girl and she's pregnant with another child. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but she's an attractive woman. I'll give her that. And I'll say that he's a family man. He's married. he's doing the family dynamic the right way, but he's clearly not a masculine guy. No masculine guy talks like that, and I'm pretty sure that his wife runs the household. It's just very, very unfortunate that these guys and the black pastor specifically, they continue the black woman's mental delusion to believe that she's somehow worthy of this praise just by being black. Just because you have brown skin and the vagina between your legs does not mean you deserve to be worshipped. Okay? You are not without fault. And the black woman has a lot of issues that need to be addressed, but the issues will never be addressed if you keep on praising her and uplifting her. It should tell you everything you need to know about the black woman's mental condition when every single demographic outside of her voted in double digits for Trump. Trump's black male support increased by several percentage points. In 2020, I think the black male support was around 16-17%, somewhere around there, close to 18%, a little bit under 20%. Let's just say 18%. It was 25% nationwide in 2024, and the black woman's support went up by a point or two. Like, it went from like 6-7 points to 8-9 points, which is still single digits. And it's, like I said, it's deeper than Trump. It's not about Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. It's about breaking free from this narrative that we belong to the Democrat Party, that if you black, you got to vote Democrat. And like I said, it's deeper than politics. It's about the propaganda that they're pushing on black people. They're going to put y'all back in chains. The white man is so racist. He's coming to kill you. If you're a black man, he's going to shoot you down in the streets and all this crap. When in reality, we know that the number one killer of black men when it comes to homicide is other black men. The white man ain't killing us the way we killing us. We killing us. Right? The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK don't gotta kill black people no more. We do a damn good job of doing it by ourselves. The black woman has the highest abortion rate. We know these statistics. I can go on and on and on and on and on about the state of the black community and why this type of rhetoric and this blind worship of the black woman is problematic. And I'm going to keep making videos where I bang on the false worship of a mortal piece of flesh. The black woman is no different than the white woman, the Latina woman, the Asian woman, in the fact that you are all made of the same thing. You are all flesh, blood, and bone. You're going to die and return to the dust just like any other human being. You eat, sleep, breathe shit just like any other human being. No human being is worthy of worship. Period. And before I close this video out, man, I don't know if y'all saw this CNN clip a few years ago, but Donald Trump called Baltimore a dump in reference to former Representative Elijah Cummings, who represented parts of Baltimore. He's dead. He's gone. But Elijah Cummings was a typical civil rights elder black male. He worshiped the Democrat Party. He was a clown. I don't respect him or his legacy. I respect some of the people from the civil rights generation, but I lose respect for these people when they go into this racial idolatry, this black worship. Because we black, we got to uplift black people above everybody else. We got to act like we can do no wrong. We got to act like we are oppressed. Like one thing I have a big problem with the black idolatry is this. You sit here and talk about how oppressed we are, but then you talk about how great we are. Which one is it? Are we superior or are we oppressed? We can't be both. We got to pick and choose. I would rather be superior than be oppressed. But I don't claim to be superior and I don't claim to be oppressed. But look at this effeminate, twerking, buck-broken black male crying on national TV over another man's words.
This morning, the president attacked another member of Congress on Twitter. This time, it's House Oversight Committee Chairman Elijah Cummings. He wrote this: Cummings' district is a disgusting, rat and rodent-infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, maybe he could help clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. No human being would want to live there. Infested. That's usually reserved for references to rodents and insects, but we've seen the president invoke infestation to criticize lawmakers before. You see a pattern here? Just 2 weeks ago, President Trump attacked 4 minority congresswomen. Why don't they go back to the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Reminder, 3 of them were born here. All of them are American. Infested he says. A week before his inauguration, January 2017, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime infested. Donald Trump has tweeted more than 43,000 times. He's insulted thousands of people, many different types of people. But when he tweets about infestation, it's about black and brown people. September 2014, at the height of an urgent health emergency, why are we sending thousands of ill-trained soldiers into Ebola-infested areas of Africa? Bring the plague to the U.S.? Obama is so stupid. Infested, he says. There's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous crime-infested and breeding concept. Infested, he says. The president says about Congressman Cummings' district, that no human would want to live there. You know who did, Mr. President? I did. From the day I was brought home from the hospital to the day I left for college. And a lot of people I care about still do. There are challenges, no doubt. But people are proud of their community. I don't want to sound self-righteous, but people get up and go to work there. They care for their families there. They love their children who pledge allegiance to the flag, just like people who live in districts of congressmen who support you, sir. They are Americans too. We'll be right back.
See what I'm saying? They love black men like that. The Democrat Party, the mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, they love the weak, effeminate, buck-broken black male. They love the black man crying on national TV. They love it. They absolutely love it. They love to see the black man in a position of weakness. They love it. Because when you're in a place of weakness, you're no threat. So there's a separation that is happening. Masculine, strong, heterosexual black men are going this way. Weak, effeminate, vaginal, squat when you piss. Y'all stay over there. Y'all can't come over here with us. We don't want nothing to do with y'all. Y'all don't represent true black masculinity. See that brother on my screen right now? That's a masculine heterosexual black male from Baltimore. That's Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the baddest boxers in the game right now. I'm just using him as one example because, and there's plenty of other solid brothers. I don't got nothing against the city of Baltimore. It's just Baltimore's turn to be in the spotlight because of this goofball mayor that you got. And like I said, you can love and appreciate the black woman without worshiping her. I love the black woman. I don't have an issue with the black woman just because she's a black woman. We got issues in the black community, don't get it twisted, but I'm not going to worship the black woman just because she's black. I'm going to call out the sellout black pastor. I'm going to call out the sellout black Democrat because they have done nothing to move the community forward. They have done nothing to fix these crime-infested, rodent-infested, drug-infested places that a lot of black people call home. And yes, Baltimore is a dump. It is crime infested. It is roach infested. I've been there. Like I said, when I saw that city, my heart dropped. Right when you're going through the tunnel and you look on either side of I-95, it looks bad. It looks real bad. But once you get to the suburbs, the locals, they call it the county. Baltimore County is a different area. It's nice. I like it. We stopped at this mall called White Marsh Mall. If anybody from Baltimore knows that area, is familiar with the area. That's where we went. We went to the mall to get some food. Pretty nice mall. Havre de Grace, the Chesapeake Bay, all that's nice. I like it. I like Maryland. But anyway, I ain't gonna go into further detail. I just wanted to do this video. I know I'm going a little bit longer than I wanted, but the black female idolatry has to stop. The black simps, the black panderers, the sellout black pastors, the sellout Democrats, they must be defeated once and for all. Y'all like y'all, share y'all, subscribe.